So now your whole life pretty much spent at the Jared Coffin House? Now, if your daughter married Phil Reed, who owned it before they did?
Edwin Maloney.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah,
yes.
because in 1930, my dad owned it and he told me after my first year of college, if I had good marks, he says you can go and work anywhere. So, because I always had to wait on table. I started as working in the kitchen, dishes and silver. Then they made the dining room, and then from the dining room I was what they called a head waitress in those days. Head waitresses really, as you know, didn't just like hostesses. You trained a girl that didn't even know how to wait on table. It was a job.
You had to train them.
You had to train them to do everything.
Right.
And how to even have to be in good moods with the chef. Boy, don't touch that chef, because they only worked 4 or 5 months out of the year.
That's right.
And that's true, and you had to, what the chef said was what the chef,
Sure.
said.
Oh, yeah.
Many a times I used to sneak butter to the guests. But somebody asked for extra butter.
They didn't like that?
I'd sneak it.
Oh, you had to
I'd
sneak it.
sneak it out of the kitchen to give to the guests rather than ask the chef for extra
right.
butter for one of the people who were paying for it.
Oh my word.
That's how they were. Weren't they tough?
Yep.
Yeah.
But you know also, Betty Worth and her husband owned the Jared after Maloney.
Oh, was it? And then Manchester did. No, Manchester didn't own it.
He didn't own it. He just
got
owned
a
the upper
company.
deck. No, it was Maloney, and it was David Worth, Elizabeth Worth and her husband.
Oh,
who
was
owned-
that?
Yes, they owned it before Phil and Margaret took it over.
See, I got it mixed up there. Yeah.
It's okay. Because I spoke to David when he was down to the island home, and I said, your mother was Betty. He said, that's right. I remember her very well, Betty Worth, white-haired woman.
Yeah, all the Worth people had businesses on the island at the time. The package store. He was the water company, wasn't he?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
That's,
Oh, I tell you, we had some high old times. I can't think of the English man who was the cook in the kitchen. But I used to go out, he used to save bacon for me because he knew I liked bacon. So I would reach up, when I went out to check in the kitchen, see what the waitresses were doing around there and get them back in the dining room. He used to save bacon for me, so I'd go up and get a piece of bacon, chew on the bacon on my way in.
You're sneaking butter, he's cooking her bacon.
Well, you guys, no wonder why you stayed so long, huh?
Oh, yes.
Well, you obviously worked for your daughter.
Oh, yes.
What was that like?
Oh, we never had any problems.
She knew who was boss, didn't she?
she
In
should
reality.
have, because she used to be a secretary for years to a doctor's. Who was it, Doctor?
Oh, that's right.
Dr.
Yeah.
Cassidy, 20 years of medical secretary
Something.
before I went to the Jared.
Oh, is that right?
I
Well, what
wouldn't
kind
have-
of a doctor was he out
He was
here?
a local.
He was just a local guy?
Yeah.
Dr. Cassidy?
Dr. Paul B. Cassidy.
A lot of people would know him still?
Oh, yes, I think so. He was from Mount Vernon, Ohio, and he was the head of the staff up here at that time, of the doctors. And I went to work for him until he retired, and he said to me, you're going to retire, aren't you? I said, hell no, man, I'm too young to retire.
Well, how old were you then?
Well, I was probably in my 70s.
Oh, wow.
I'm 95 now,
Oh, you
going on
are?
96.
Gosh.
In July.
Sharp as
In
a
July.
whip.
Yeah, my
Good
girls.
for you.
No, I think